Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Oh man, it's that time of year again to start indulging and getting a bunch of food into your stomach and falling asleep while everybody tries to watch the football game. Well, I'm actually pretty excited for it, and I hope you are too. So, this year, make sure that you have a blast. Don't try to start a new weird diet or something like the day before Turkey Day. That's kind of weird. Don't do that. And then also, remember that the holidays is a time for you to enjoy yourself and to reflect on just the love that God has given us, to be able to share it with others, and even just to enjoy it for ourselves. Get a little bit of introspection going on. Really enjoy understanding that all of this, everything that you see and touch, and all of the interactions that you've been blessed with, are just that, a blessing from God. So enjoy your holiday season. And I guess I'll see you guys when the new year rolls around. Well, I mean, okay, I'm gonna still be recording and all, but all right. Anyway, have fun. Be responsible. Don't like do crazy stuff. Okay. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Wesley the Writer. I'm Wesley, and this week is a very interesting week, or rather, I should probably start off by apologizing for last week. I did say that the story was supposed to be released, the first chapter for the Pinewood High School incident. Yeah, okay, so what had happened was I ended up getting into a situation where I had to focus on my family and me. So, I know uh, it's pretty difficult being a writer, apparently. Anyway, I'll be recording that and releasing it as soon as I finish saying this stuff. But first, I would like to thank everybody for their attention for the last week. There are still things I'm working on with the channel as far as consistency is concerned. I don't plan on resting on my laurels. I will say that it is important for me to get this stuff done. I know that I have a mindset to do this stuff. It's just been difficult with trying to balance everything around my life right now. I don't have a lot of free time to get this stuff done. I know that's the sad woe is me story that you hear everybody talk about, but in either case, some of these recordings you might notice some background noise. You might notice a bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes. That's because I'm not really in control of a lot of the areas that I record in as much. And it's cold. I'm doing these recordings and the temperature outside is like 30 degrees or something. So anyway, I know that might not be that cold for some of you, but for me, it is pretty cold. I would like to also say that in the coming weeks, my consistency, I plan on having that become better, especially with my writing. I wanted to focus more primarily on getting the book done. I think that I spent a lot of time not doing that. And so I will probably spend the majority of my topics going forward for the next couple of months just dedicated to doing that, releasing the chapters. I'm wondering if I should kind of do it in a way where I'm bringing you into my process. I think that could help out too. So maybe I might just like sprint through a chapter or something and then just talk about like my thoughts behind the chapter and all of that. But I don't want to end up giving away too much. But then again, also, I feel like it would be good to do something like that for the people who stick around and listen to me the most. I don't know. What do you think? I would also like to say that um, because I am trying to do this as a ministry, as a dedication to God, and basically have my writing bring forth messages, sort of in the same sense like a sermon, I guess you could say. I'm not really sure if that's the correct terminology for all of that, but I would like to have my work used in that way to where I'm helping people out with their stuff. So I'm going to be writing in a way that tells specific narrative behind life and living as a Christian, um, but that is something that's not going to be at the, I guess you could say, forefront, because I do like narrative storytelling, and I do like telling stories in a way where I can be expressive with genre and all of that, tell a decent story, but also the message behind those stories is what I'm really working on. So with that said, I will get to it. I've been I've been slacking in the creative department, but for now I think it'll be okay. I'll go ahead and get my stuff together, and I'll catch you guys on the other side with that. Now, as far as content about like what's going on in the outside world and my thoughts behind a lot of the stuff going on, I really feel like I'm not going to say a lot unless it's going to like really affect my mood. Okay. So I'm gonna bring you in on this, right? It was about, what is it, like last week or something like that. I came across a video. It was online. It was about a girl, and she just went in on her father. Like, she was just talking about all these different types of things against him, calling him this and that, the whole, you're racist, bigoted stuff towards her father. Now, if the man was just alive and she was doing that, that's redeemable to an extent. She could go off, cool off, come back and say, you know what? All right, I messed up. That was my fault, right? She did this at the man's funeral, and that touched me in a way. It mostly touched me because I'm a father. I have 3 beautiful children, but it touched me in a way to where it made me feel upset. Like, I was thinking, why am I doing this? Why am I building this? If I'm a believer and my children go against what God says and they go and live their own lives, what does that mean for what I've done for them? At the end of my life, to have my children sit there and talk negatively about me, how would that make me feel? But then I had to think about it, because God is the reason why I do what I do. It's not my children. My children are a benefit. I'm not doing this for my children's sake. The money and stuff, that's just to help them get what they need and to help me get to where I need to be financially. But the real reasons why I do what I do is because I love it and I want to give it to God. It's not so that I can have someone say something good about me when I die. Now, that is really morbid, but it was something that really touched me, and I really felt upset about it. It kind of just ruined my whole week. My last week, it was in my head. I was really going to make a whole week podcast about it and just like kind of like go in like, oh, this is, this isn't why you should do this. But then I had to step back because I had to make sure that the message was clear. We don't do what we do for them. We do what we do for God's glory. And as a believer, I would feel like if that was ever the case, if my kids went against God, or they disagreed with me, or they wanted to go and do their own thing, that's fine. I'm okay with that. At least I'm doing my part to raise them up in the way that they should go. That girl, I'm not sure if she was brought up in the church. I'm not sure what her situation is, but in that moment, she cursed herself. And when you do something so vulgar in the midst of a bunch of loved ones, to make a stance like that, and I'm not even gonna link the video. Because that would just further cement her foolishness. Instead, I know that most people who hear this might want to go look her up. If you want to, that's fine. But I feel like the message is clear. Don't do what you do for them. Do what you do for God and God alone. Because in the end, when all of it perishes and you're left, alone with God, it's your relationship that's going to determine where you end up. It's your relationship with Him that's going to determine how you move forward through your eternity, I guess. It's your relationship with Him right now, and that's going to determine how you go about the rest of your life. So continue to grow in that mindset of doing what you do for the Creator and not the creation. All right, everybody. So, like I said, I'm going to work on the consistency thing. I'm going to work on getting my stuff together. I will say again that I'm very appreciative of everybody who stick around and listening to this and helping me out with the consistency and helping me out with getting my stuff together. I do apologize again for any audio issues that you might come across, or any loud noises or whatever. I'm gonna try to spitfire this stuff out because it is important, and I had been slacking, but I want to make sure I get it all right. And yeah, okay, let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and record that chapter. I'm gonna put it out, and we'll see what happens after that. I hope you like it. Later.